What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today we're going to be talking about something that happens to thousands of inmates every single day in the prison system, and that is called extortion. Extortion is a way to get money out of fear or trickery, and sometimes extortion could be a one-time thing, or for the most part, people want to extort you for long periods of time. They want the money to keep coming in non-stop every month, okay? And there's different ways to do this. And I'm going to tell you the top 5 ways that I've seen it happen. And also, check it out. Extortion can happen to any race, okay? But for the most part, every single person that I've seen get extorted in all the prisons that I've been in, okay? 5 different prisons I've been in were white guys. That's just how it is. Over here on the East Coast, for the most part, blacks run the prison system. Bloods and Crips have the keys to the yard, my friend. That's just how it is. Of course, there's some cliques, like AB, Aryan Brotherhood, and some white supremacist groups that might click up, but they aren't going to be as deep as the Bloods and Crips, my friends. That's just how it is over here on the East Coast. And a lot of other people think, because a lot of Cali prisons and Western prisons, they have literally buildings built for PC. They have their own personal PC unit, okay? But over here, the PC system is totally different, okay? Protective custody. Let's say you are being threatened to be extorted or raped or jumped, anything, stabbed. You can go tell the CO, correctional officer, and he might put you in PC for a couple of weeks, but you will be going back to population because for the simple fact that those units get overcrowded all the time, whether it's a gang war or some kind of miniature riot jumped off, they're going to need those cells to house these people until they get transferred off the compound, okay? These PC units over here on the East Coast, they are not built to hold hundreds of people that want to be in PC, okay? That's just not how it works. And then these guys, once they're released from the PC, of course, they're not going to go to the same unit that they were in. They'll probably go to another unit. But for the most part, these prisons, they're not huge. Word will travel. You cannot escape the inevitable, okay? There's gangs all throughout the prison, kites being passed, messages, notes being passed everywhere. You think that you're going to escape it. It will find you again sooner or later, and someone else is going to pick up exactly where the other person left off. They're going to try the same stuff, and you're going to be going back and forth, and then finally there's nowhere to go. So you're either going to have to leave the prison all in itself. And the only way to leave a prison, go to a different prison, is to strictly commit crimes within the prison system, okay? When you do this, your level rises and you'll go to a higher level prison, which will be worse for you because the inmates are even crazier the higher levels you go. And also keep in mind, this stuff does not happen in no level 1 or 2 penitentiary. Once you get to level 3 and up, you will see these activities. I mean, of course, there's going to be some certain levels of extortion like a level 1 or 2, but it's nothing major like what I'm going to be talking to you about today. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into how people get extorted. The first way that I can think of off the top of my head is taxes. That's right, I said taxes. You're going to have to pay some taxes, my friends. Check it out. Look at it like this. We pay taxes out here in the streets to the government, correct? We do. We pay taxes for everything. Food, house, car. We pay the government taxes. And what happens if you don't pay taxes? You get locked up. You're going to go to the feds, okay? It's the same principle in the prison system, all right? Gangs like to enforce taxes. You are in their house. It's their government, okay? So you're going to be paying dues to these gangs so they leave you alone. And they don't go around to everyone asking to pay taxes. Like I said, these gangs, they pick and choose, man. I'm telling you, and it's always, every time I've seen someone get extorted, it was a white dude getting extorted. That's just how it is. It's sad, but it's true. This stuff happens on a regular basis. Over here in the state of Virginia, it's very rough for a white guy to go to the penitentiary, man. It really is. Now, this is how it happens. Gangs will get a little pillowcase. They'll usually be about 4 or 5 deep, and they'll walk together in a little huddle. They'll walk down the tier or something, and they'll stop at a cell. And they'll sit there for about 2 or 3 minutes talking to the dude civilized and say, hey, look, this is what we're going to be expecting from you every canteen day. And keep this in mind. They pick and choose. They might wait a month or 2 to start their extortion tactics until they get enough information and know that this guy is getting money on a regular basis. They're not just going to roll up to someone that's indigent. You know what I mean? What's the purpose of that? He ain't got no money. So that's what they do. They do a little investigation first, and they gather their intel, and then they realize, okay, this is who we're gonna start extorting. And that's what they do. They roll up to the cell, they talk calmly, nicely, and they'll say, hey, this is what I'm gonna be getting from you, okay? And if not, we're all gonna come up into that cell right now and take it all. So which one do you want to do? You want to give up a little bit? You want to give up $5 every canteen day? Or do you want us to take all of it? You know? And they do it like this because they don't want you to leave the block. They don't want you to be so scared to where you check in, okay? They want to keep that money coming on a regular basis. And that's how it works. That's one of the major tactics I've seen people get extorted in prison. Got to pay those taxes in order to live safely and happily in that cell block. I'm telling you, that's how it works. I remember when I first stepped foot in this one prison. I've already done time, man. I've done time. I'm covered in tats. And I started to see how everything is working. Every prison, people work a little different, okay? But I started to see how these guys were extorting people. I saw these guys walking from cell to cell, and I could obviously tell exactly what was going on. So they were coming up the stairs. I could tell they were about to do a sweep of the tier I was on. And keep in mind, I haven't talked to any of these guys. I've talked to a few guys, and, you know, people can typically tell that I've done plenty of time. I'm covered in prison tats, okay? So when they come up to the tier to do their little sweep on my tier, I take my shirt off, I tighten up my shoes, and I get ready for the inevitable. Anything could happen. I'm not paying no damn taxes, homeboy. I swear to God I'm not. So they get closer to my cell. They hit this dude up about 4 cells down, and I'm just posted up in the front of my doorway, and they're walking past me, and they just keep on walking. You know what I mean? Kind of give me a little nod, and that's it. But I was prepared. I was prepared for them to come and try to check me, you know what I mean? And see what I was about. But they didn't. They just kept walking, did their normal routine of extortion in the tier, and went back to their little hut, where they probably ate a good, delicious swole for absolutely free off of other people's fear. Yeah. Now, number 2 is the same way as taxes, pretty much, okay? Safety. Okay, they'll literally come to you. They won't say, hey, you got to pay taxes to live here. No. They'll come up to you and say, hey, we're going to keep you safe from this other gang. Okay, this other gang, we got word that they're trying to kill you. We got word that they want that booty. You know what I mean? Well, we'll keep them off your back if you pay us a little bit of money. And of course, they're going to say it a lot better to where the person's manipulated and twisted in their mind to say, okay, bet, I need that safety. And a lot of people that don't have too much time are going to fall right for it, man. They're going to fall right into it. But keep in mind, once you pay that person one time, you are locked in. If you don't keep that money coming, man, you're going to be in trouble. If your family just happens to go broke and can't send you no canteen money on that day, hey, you better be ready. You better be ready, because when you don't pay up that little bit of taxation or safety money, they might give you a couple breaks here and there, but for real, they're going to get tired of that. And when they get tired of it and they see you don't have no more money or something, they're probably going to take it out on you with fists and punches, kicks, might even pull out the shanks. That's just how it goes, man. Alright, so number 3 is pretty crazy as well. Buying drugs. You might think, how can one get extorted from buying drugs? Okay, well, keep in mind, this is typically a one-shot thing. They'll probably get a bunch of money off of you one time, and that's it. There's really no way that you can extort someone off of drugs for a long period of time, because once they find out that, you know, they're not getting their drugs, they ain't going to come buy from that person again. So it's usually a one-time shot from like street to street money, meaning someone from the streets will send that dope dealer money on his books or to their house on the streets, you know. Usually this is larger amounts of money, okay? Not no freaking petty bean pouches and ramen noodles. They're in this for a one-time shot of a good chunk of money. But typically this is how it happens. He'll go to him and say, hey, I want like a half ounce of bud. I want an ounce of weed, you know what I mean? Or I want 6 caps, a bundle or something of dope. And they'll be like, all right, bet. Well, I can't give you nothing until the money gets here. You know, the dope dealers say, hey, once the money comes onto my books or once my people say they got the money, then I'll give it to you. But this is how they bait them in. And they'll say, here, take a little bit of this right here. Take this 1 cap, and this will hold you off until the money comes. And they'll be like, bet. You know what I mean? They don't care. They're drug addicts. They're like, okay, I'll do that. I'll take the little bit of dope that you give me now, and I can't wait until you get the money. And this is what happens. The dope dealer will come to him and say, hey, I never got the money. You know what I mean? I never got the money. Can't give you nothing else. So this guy might be strung out, don't know what's going on, get on the phone, talk to his family, and the family says, hey, I paid the money, I don't know what he's talking about, you know. And the dope dealer's going to sit there and deny everything, you know. But in all actuality, he just got you for $250, you know? And that goes a long way in the prison system. $250, shoot, he could go buy a whole nother pack, pay the COs for a whole nother pack, and make a come up. And they don't care about you because they got plenty of clientele that's coming on a regular basis. That one little lick off of you ain't gonna hurt them, no way, you know? And that's another way that people get extorted, through the drug game. It doesn't happen like that a lot because, you know, dope dealers want to keep you coming back. But let's say they don't like you. One of these dope dealers don't like you. They're gonna get you. They're gonna extort you. That's how it goes, you know. Now, number 4, gangs. Check this out, man. A lot of gang members, they'll actually let people into their fold, okay? Let them gangbang just so they can extort them, just because they know they got money, you know. You think a lot, it happens out in the streets. You think a lot of these rap artists, okay? These rap artists with millions of dollars, you think they really put in work? You think that they joined that gang the right way? Hell nah, man. Them gangs are pretty much using them for money. That's it. They're feeding that gang plenty of money. They bought their way into that gang, man. For real. It happens like that on the regular basis. And the same way for the penitentiary. Let's say you start becoming friends with a certain blood or Crip gang, and guess what? They know you got a ton of money. That's pretty much a guarantee to let you up into that fold for a certain amount of time. Money makes the world go round, okay? I don't care who you are, OG, shot caller, whoever you might be. They all love money. If you got a lot of money, I'll tell you what, there's no limit to what an inmate can do to get it. You know, even if it means allowing you to be in their gang and playing you like a fiddle, you know what I mean? And then when maybe your funds run up, okay, they're going to put you on a crash dummy test. They're going to put a battery in your pack and say, hey, go shank up homeboy. You ain't got no more money, okay? You're no more good to them. Keep that in mind. You might just be there to help them make swoles. Now, it doesn't happen like that all the time, but it does definitely happen, especially out here in the streets. For real. People got that money. They're going to want you nice and close. That's right. They're going to want you close. They're going to give you little flag colors and everything. Okay, now number 5 is absolutely insane. It's rare, but it does happen, okay? And that is extorting your family members. That's right. Your family members, they usually write letters to you, and inmates can typically find out who is sending you all this freaking money in the penitentiary, okay? And one way to extort the people that are sending you money, okay, whether it's your mom, dad, wife, brother, sister, these guys will find out their information, write them a letter with maybe a bogus name on the letter so that it can't be tracked to them, okay? And they don't care if it works or not. Hey, they're bored, they have nothing but time, and they can try different schemes on a regular basis. And a lot of people fall for it. A lot of people on the streets, gullible moms, gullible dads, so worried about their son, will fall for these tricks, okay? These inmates will write them a letter, say, hey, your son's going to be raped, your son's going to be killed. Whatever the case is, something gruesome, okay? It's always something gruesome. And they'll write to them saying, okay, look, you want them to be safe. I'll keep them safe. None of this stuff will happen to your son or loved one if you send money to this location, okay? It could be a P.O. box or anything. They're not going to get them to send it to their books because, hey, it lets them know exactly who it was, okay? And they could get charged for it. So they'll get these gullible parents to send money to all kinds of locations outside the prison system. That's how it works. They're extorting their loved ones on the streets, and sometimes the inmates don't even know it. They'll even write in a letter, look, don't tell them anything about this. Don't say a word to anyone. Just keep pumping that money. And of course, some people will call the prison system and tell them exactly what happened. The most that's going to happen is they're going to be put on lockdown, and then they really might put that loved one's son, or whatever the case is, in a horrible situation. You know, it could happen. So yeah, that's number 5, extorting your loved ones, okay? Your loved ones will absolutely believe everything that they write them. They're so gullible, and they just want your safety, and they will send that money on a regular basis to an undisclosed location. You know, that's how it works. For real. Inmates have nothing but time and ways to think of getting money. Especially inmates that got 20 years, 15 years. They don't give a damn, okay? They don't care. When you're locked up for a 20-year sentence, guess what? In your mind, you're going to think to yourself, this is my life now. 20 years sounds like an eternity. For real. It is their life. And there's a lot of people in a level 3 and up that are doing some serious time and could care less if they get caught trying to extort someone. So there you have it. Top 5 ways I've seen people get extorted. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And it's funny. Yesterday in a video, someone asked me, he said, hey, Death, what you going to do when you run out of stories? And I left a little comment. I said, I'm going to talk about absolutely nothing. Who's going to watch it? You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of stories. I got plenty of stuff to talk about, whether it's street life or prison life. It doesn't matter. And sooner or later, I will run out of stories to tell. And a lot of stories I haven't told you, I can never tell you. You know, some of the best stories that I have, I can never talk about them. You know, and it sucks because I wish I could tell you every crazy freaking story that I've done in my life. But sooner or later, with every channel, especially people that tell stories, their content will start to slow down when it comes to stories or stuff, or they might even result to making stuff up. And trust me, I am not the one to make anything up. I ain't never going to be making up no freaking stories. That ain't me, homeboy. But I can promise you a steady amount of content, man. I got plenty of stuff that I have planned for the future. I literally write stuff down all the time, maybe topics or subjects that I want to talk about. So do not worry about the content on this channel, okay? Even though it says Lockdown 23-1, I hit all kinds of avenues. It doesn't have to be about the penitentiary, okay? This channel's still very fresh, you know what I mean? And I can guarantee you 23-1, it's going to be for life, my friends. As long as I got a mouth and a voice, I got something to say on this channel. Don't ever forget that.